It's been pretty much exactly 1 year since I have rejoined ESO in December of 2023, and it turned out to be a game that I didn't anticipate to catch my interest that much. Welcome to the Daily Rit Ramble, the last Daily Rit Ramble of 2024. This is a format where we talk everything ESO related. You don't have to watch anything before that. All the other episodes stand for themselves. This one does as well. I hope you're doing well today, my dear folks. I wanted to recap a little bit about 2024 and about ESO. Today you get a daily Rit routine sprinkled in with thieving because I have been grinding my old characters to Ledger Domain level 8 at least. To have them set up for a thieving build video at some point. I could have gotten to Ledger Domain 20, but I think that out of scope, and 8 should be enough to get 2 out of 4 of the trafficking skill line. But anyway, it's been exactly 1 year now that I have joined ESO again. I did play in 2015 or 14. And I think for a brief period when Somerset released. Not too long though, it was total of 150 hours, I believe. At least that's what Steam said when I first started again. And now I am on more than 1,400 hours in the game. So in 1 year I played like 1,300 hours, roughly around that. And in that year we did quite some stuff, actually. We did quite some heavy grinding. We had a lot of progress on the account itself. It started with my first main character, Chimera Solar, an Arcanist that I just played because it was the new class and I wanted to start anew. I had 2 characters already, but I didn't want to rejoin that because it felt like I wouldn't be aware of where I was in the story and stuff like this. So I started just from the get-go again. And actually, I started ESO because I was looking for something in my Steam library that I could play. I was like, I don't know what to play. Let's just give ESO a try. And then I went into it and I kind of got sucked in. And 6 months ago, about 6 months ago, maybe 5, I started YouTube actually with one video that turned out pretty well. And Chimera Solar was my first character, was an Arcanist. I played through Necrom and whatnot. And later then, in about February or March, I started getting into the gold making part of the game. And it turns out that doing daily writs is an insane way to make gold. And I started with my first characters, aside from my main character, to have them set up. And at some point I was like on 5 characters, something like this. And this was also the time in March or April where I really committed time into the trade research for my main character. Actually, I believe it was in April that I was done with most of the trades. But I think I started around at that time to get trade and research done on old characters. And this was the time where I realized and learned that there are several ways how you can increase the chance to get master writs from your daily writs. And it turns out that these things that influence that are very time intense to get to a level where it is noticeable. So, of course, all of you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the trade research, the motif hunt that we've been talking about a lot in past streams, for example. The provisioning recipes, purple and above, having all the enchanting runes identified, all the alchemy reagents identified. So I did this over the course of 6 to 7 months. If we include the characters and setting them up, then we're probably looking like 3/4 of the year that I spent on that. I've gotten pretty decent at some point to level characters fast. Especially the last ones have been pretty easy. Still expensive to do because I've been leveling the last 3 with Master Writs, with specifically Alchemy Master Writs. It's the fastest way to level in the game. And don't come with Black Rose Prison. Nope. Master Writs are faster. You can get from 1 to 50 in like 15 minutes, maybe 30. Depends on how you set this up and how well prepared you are. If we take preparation into consideration, then it becomes a bit more convoluted, but whatever. So I did the last 3 characters and set them up like this. And then I was like, okay, I'm kind of done. And then I was like, I'm kind of not. I started with collecting motifs for the old characters. Then I learned about motifs in general, which motifs do actually count towards an increased master rate drop chance. And this started basically the longest grind I have personally ever done in any video game. I know there are probably RuneScape players out there who have played even more insane grinds. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm not an example of what the craziest thing is out there. I don't have the aspiration to be that anyway. But yeah, it started the insane 6 to 8 months grind where I started doing research on all 10 characters, or 9 at that point because my main was done, which had taken me about 6 months in total. I've made a video about this a few weeks ago where I talked about how I did this and what it cost me and what the point of it was, and was just like an account update where I was like saying, okay, I did it, research done on 10 characters. The last trades take really long, 28 days it is. For if you have the skill, the passive, which reduces research timers and stuff like this. And naturally, I use the research scrolls every day. So I spent dozens of hours, maybe hundreds of hours into this grind, and also spent like millions of gold. So it wasn't just like the research scrolls I had to get. I also had to get the trades. I crafted the trades with my main character, then put them in the bank, and I made like a list where I would always start with the first trade on all characters, so I don't get confused at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like when I would research like 5 times invigorating for 5 characters and then 5 training traits for the other 5, it would get very messy to keep an overview of that. So I basically always did 9 of the same traits for every character and then went from there, and it really filled up my bank. At some point I was basically unable to use my bank at all because I had so many armory and weapons and jewelry and stuff like this in my inventory. Not in my inventory, in my bank. So it was completely stacked. And I'm an ESO Plus, so that's like, what is it, 480, I think, slots? And they were completely filled up all the time for weeks. And it was really annoying to navigate through this. And I just realized that there was also this, it wasn't just like the motifs that I was going for this at that point. It was also like a little bit of I think I was going for 25 or so, like this, 25 full motifs on all characters. Granted, the base game ones are in there and they don't count towards the master rates, but I'm still gonna count these in, just because it sounds nicer, I suppose. But there was also the question of getting all the provisioning recipes, and I just remember right now that there was an insane pain to get that, because you have if you have all purple recipes and yellow recipes, or at least as much as possible, this increases the drop chances for provisioning master rates, and these are somewhat popular because people like to buy them and use them for leveling. They're not as popular as the alchemy ones, but still they sell all right. Let's put it that way. And naturally, I wanted to get that, and right now I have basically every recipe, like purple and above. But the thing is, there are recipes that have been like for CP 10 or something like this. Nobody uses these anymore. They're just like basically dead content in a way. And the thing is, they aren't so expensive. Like, it was fine to get them price-wise, but the availability has been a huge factor. There were times where I don't want to overdo it, but I think I was at there were recipes that I had to scout for weeks, TTC every day to see if it was listed. And I needed that 10 times. So even if I was lucky in one day of a week and there was like one listing, I was like, yeah, okay, great. I need that 9 more times now. And the thing is, sometimes these recipes have been put up for sale for insane amounts of gold, like 10 times the sale average, and I still got them because I was like, okay, I could like be picky and be like, nah, that's too expensive for me. But at some point I was like, okay, whatever, you know, I'm gonna pay 50,000 for a recipe that's like worth 5,000 because I just want to be done with it. So yeah, I overpaid quite a lot. I overpaid so much for a lot of these recipes. And not just that, also the motifs. There were things in there that have been really, really out of scope in terms of sale averages, but I got them anyway. Currently, we are pretty far progressed into having 50 full motifs on all characters, aside from my main. On my main, I just hit 96%. I will probably get Soul Shriven still this year, so maybe I do it today because I'm on the last zone for the Catwall Silver. And I think I'm missing the Recollection and Blind Path Cultist a few pages, but I'm not going for them right now because I'm so tight on gold right now because I'm spending so much gold on these darned motif pages. Yesterday on stream, it was really nice of some people. They have been joining in, wanted to send me motif pages that I missed, and it was super, super awesome. Actually, yesterday I was also, because I was missing 3 Ebonheart packed shoulders, and nobody has been selling any for 3 days. I mean, there were some up for 70,000 gold, but that was, well, they go for 3k or 4k. That's the sale average, so I'm not gonna pay 70k. I'm not that insane. Also, I don't want to support people who put up with these outrageous prices, so freak them. Yeah, so that is very nice. This is the goal for 2025. The first goal is to be done with it. 50 motifs. Right now, I am approaching 47, but 47 sounds bad, so I'm gonna go for 50. I'm not quite sure what other 3 motifs I could go for. I will have to do some research and see about availability and prices, because if you be like, yeah, do this and do that motif, it's cheap, then I will probably already have done it. Yeah, it is. I will have to see. So this is a goal for 2025 of mine, to be done with all the 10 characters, have them all maxed on. Well, they are maxed and basically everything that I want them. The daily writ is crafting is everything is maxed. Mount speed is maxed. Trade research is maxed, and I'm gonna max quote unquote on 50 motifs. That's practically the last goal I'm having for the account in terms of crafting. I think after that I'm pretty much done. I will try to get for 100% motifs on my main, but there are 3 store motifs. I gotten 1 the other day. Frostcast is currently still in the store, but I think I missed Grim Harlequin, and Chesky is the other one. I will have to wait for them to appear in the store and hope that they are not 5,000 crowns, because that would be okay. So yeah, that's 2025. The goal, we're coming into, I will probably be done with this in January, but whatever. So yeah, 2024, I think if I would give an estimation, I think we're looking at about 200 million gold that I have earned in that time. I hope I don't forget to put it on screen right now, but I think the daily writ stats alone say that I made 120 million, around that. And I'm just gonna estimate that there were probably like 80 million or something like this with vendor sales and all that stuff. All the stuff adds up. Maybe it's like 170 million, but makes better for the thumbnail, you know. So I'm putting 200 million in there. It's not far-fetched. It could be, because also the daily writ stats, they started like 1 or 2 months after I started doing daily writs, because I wasn't using the add-on at that time, so I think it's fair to say that this is what happened. So yeah, this was 2024, and aside from ESO, there has been plenty of stuff happening. I made there are people coming into to the community that are awesome people. Just yesterday I was on stream, and for some reason the stream started with me being super anxious. I didn't know about what, but I was like really sweaty. My hands were sweaty. I was having heartbeat, and it was like out of nothing. Usually I can tell where the anxiety is coming from, but this time it was just like, whatever, it's there. And then I tried to get over it. I know usually when I am having anxiety about something, then I should do exactly that, because avoiding it makes it worse. And worked out quite well, actually. We had a lot of people around that were very, very wholesome. Also, we got an insane donation from for $100. It's insane. It's crazy. I was split, flabbergasted. I love that word. Flabbergasted by that. It was crazy. So when we talk about streaming, by the way, I'm currently streaming on YouTube. You've probably seen that. I'm gonna put my Twitch link though in the description or on screen or both right now, because I would like to switch over to Twitch at some point. I enjoy streaming on YouTube, but there are a lot more options that I can do for the stream. I already tried to set OBS up for it to look a bit nicer, and yeah, I would like to get this in a somewhat professional setup. I already did a template for 15 minutes till stream starts. I'm pretty happy how that turned out. That rendered for 3 hours. It was insane because of the light effects. My PC is just very slow. And also, I think the cut Twitch takes when somebody of you should be insane enough to donate money to me is not as big, because I think from the $100, I can't see it yet because it's still processing, but I think I will probably just have $60 left, because the cut that YouTube takes is pretty crazy. So yeah, we have to deal with that. I also yeah, it would be nice for you to follow me on Twitch if you want to see the streams, because I did one stream or two technically, and like 2 people were tuning in, and usually when I stream on YouTube it's like 10 to 25 people that watch it. So interest is apparently there, or my stream has quality that people want to watch, so I appreciate that. But apparently Twitch doesn't really have that much of an explore feature like YouTube has, so both comes with ups and downs, both platforms. So yeah, follow that. It would be greatly appreciated, because at some point I want to do the shift. I've been hesitant to do it because obviously streaming for 2 people is not as enjoyable as streaming for 20 people. So yeah, let's see if we can get a transition in. And when we talk about transition, I also would like to, this is probably something for January, so early next year, I would like to get a schedule. I would like to have a schedule of when I stream, and a at least rough schedule of new videos. So right now I haven't really dedicated too much time into this schedule thing, but I'm thinking right now that I will probably aim for 2 streams a week, at least to some set days where I'm gonna stream, and I aim for 2 videos a week. We will see how that goes. It always depends. If I do something that requires more, editing, then it's kind of hard to get 2 out. And I would also like to just what do I mean to say? Create a Discord channel for the Casual Lamer channel, but not because I'm so awesome. I mean, kind of am, but no, I was aiming for a community with safe space areas for people who have been also perhaps struggling with anxiety in video games and stuff like this. So I would like to create a community that is with like-minded people, but I would also like to use it for like stream announcements, where I can put like I'm streaming on this and that a day, an hour. So to get everything a little bit sorted, so you know better what you can expect from me. This is a bit hard for me because I don't really like making appointments. It makes me anxious, but this is just a logical next step for me to overcome this as well. So this is a goal of mine to get this done in 2025. And aside from that, we have to figure something out. We have to figure something out for ESO in 2025. I know there will probably not as much content. In March, we will get the first new quote-unquote content, which is essentially just gonna be a rework of Betnik, Stross Mackay, and Bleak Rock Isle. So not really any story content or something like this. We will have plenty of things that we can do. Perhaps we can figure out some stuff that we can do in the community. Maybe some challenge things like other people do with Skyrim and stuff like this. Perhaps we can figure something out there. Would be pretty neat, I think, to do this kind of stuff. But yeah, enough from me for a second here. What's your goal for 2025 in ESO? I mean, technically also for real life. You can share that as well. Do you have anything in 2025 where you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to achieve this for ESO, or are you more like, well, I don't really feel the game anymore right now. I'm a bit torn about the whole changes coming up and the lack of content that we will probably have early next year. So yeah, share that with me in the comments. That would be appreciated. And yeah, I think it was a good year, wasn't it? It was a good year for us on the channel, at least. Personally, I suppose it was also kind of a better year than 2023. I've recovered from the anxiety quite some bit in the last, well, technically only in the last 2 months. Before that I was a bit stuck, but right now I'm making progress. It's unfortunate that it had to have a breakup that kickstarted all of this. But sometimes, well, life works in a mysterious way, I suppose. So here we are. I appreciate all of you, by the way. It has been really helpful for me. I've been, like I said in one of my videos, that I was struggling with being very lonely. And doing streams and stuff and just talking to you folks when I don't really have the possibility right now to have that in real life. I'm working on that, so don't worry. Was really helpful. All of you guys have been so supportive of everything. I barely have any haters in my comments. It's just splendid. So I appreciate all of you guys. Yeah, I think we can call it here. There's probably some more things that I will think of that I can talk about after I stop this recording. But if I think about it now, then there will be silences, and that's not gonna be very enjoyable, will it? So maybe after I record this and end it here, there will be something after this. But other than that, I just wanted to say I appreciate all of you. I think we had a great year together. I hope that we can take this YouTube journey further even. I mean, getting to 1.2k subscribers in 5 to 6 months is pretty neat. It's pretty neat for an ESO creator. I'd say we are doing quite well in that regard. I wouldn't have thought it when I uploaded my ESO routine in, what was it, July? So I hope you guys join me in 2025 as well. I'm also just making this work. I have to learn so many things, setting up OBS and editing and stuff. I've gotten a lot better in editing though. So yeah, I hope you join me in 2025. I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a great day and an awesome New Year's. I might stream actually on New Year's, so keep an eye on the YouTube channel. I will stream on YouTube again. You have an awesome New Year's. You take care of yourself. This counts for whole of 2025, but especially on New Year's. Please don't do some fireworks. Is that how you say it? Fireworks, and let it go off in your hand. It would be a shame if you couldn't type any comments anymore or chat on stream. So yeah, take care of yourself, and I will see you in 2025.